I moved into a new house, and the neighbors say my room lights up on its own. That should have been a boring statement about faulty wiring, but it turned into a slow unraveling of logic, one flicker at a time. I'm David Hahn, 33, copy editor by trade and serial overthinker by temperament. When I finally scraped together enough savings to buy a small 1950s bungalow on the edge of town, everyone congratulated me. No more renting, no more thin walls. The house looked ordinary, pale siding, wild jasmine crawling along the fence, a single oak shading the porch. It was perfect, right until the night people started treating me like part of a campfire story. The first hint came from the old couple next door, Eleanor and Pete. At dusk on move-in day, they waved from their porch. Eleanor called out, "Don't forget to turn your back light off tonight." I smiled, confused, because I hadn't found a switch for any backlight. That evening I unpacked until exhaustion, crashed without curtains. Around midnight, faint blue glow crept across the ceiling. City light, maybe. But my street sits half a mile from downtown. I got up, looked out. The yard was dark, calm. Even the motion sensor above the door was dead. The glow faded as I watched. I filed it under electrical oddity and went back to bed. The next morning, Pete saw me grabbing mail and said, "You figuring out that upstairs light yet?" "What light?" "The one in the side window. Flickers on every night." "I don't have." I stopped. The house is single story. No upstairs. Maybe the angle from their porch distorted things. I laughed it off, promising to check. But curiosity is stubborn. That night I prowled room to room, turning every lamp off, standing in the yard to make sure darkness truly meant dark. By 11:45 p.m., the house looked like a void. I counted, breathed, waited. At midnight, my bedroom window glowed electric blue. I ran back inside. Every switch in the house stayed down. The bulb in my ceiling fixture was cold. The light wasn't coming from it. It leaked through the drywall above the closet, a thin, steady pulse like a heartbeat. I climbed a chair, touched the paint. The wall was warm. The next day I called an electrician, Carmen, who arrived with voltage meters and a kind smile that said she'd seen everything. After half an hour of testing outlets, she frowned. "Power lines are clean," she said, "but there's a live current running somewhere behind this wall." She tapped above the closet, the same place I'd felt heat. No obvious source. "There's no attic," I said. She nodded, "Maybe a crawl space between joists. If you want, I can cut a small inspection hole." We did. She pried out a square of plaster, shining her flashlight in, and went silent. Inside, wedged neatly between support beams, sat an old fluorescent tube, not connected to any power line. Its glass dusty yet softly glowing. Someone had bolted a metal plate behind it etched with faint letters. JDH March, save us the night. Carmen looked at me. "You didn't put that there?" "I bought the house last week." She replaced the board fast, promised to send a report, and left without charging me. That evening, I drove to the county records office. The home's previous owner was listed as Joseph Daniel Hahn, my grandfather's name, though my parents swore our family never owned property in this state. The sale record dated back to 1964. When I called my mother, she went quiet. "Don't touch anything," she said finally. "Your grandfather built experiments he couldn't undo." I didn't sleep. Around midnight, the blue glow came again, brighter, spilling through the hallway like underwater light. I covered the closet with blankets. The fabric shimmered faintly, lit from underneath. From the other side came a tiny sound, not humming, but words whispered so faintly I almost mistook them for my own breath. They said my name. And that's where the next part of this story begins. I didn't open the closet that night. Every instinct, scientific, superstitious, human, told me to stay exactly where I was, eyes fixed on that trembling patch of light under the blankets. The whisper came again, softer this time, like air escaping through a keyhole. David. On the edge of the bed, shaking, until dawn scraped gray across the blinds, and the sound stopped. When I finally peeled the blanket back, the wall looked normal again. No heat, no glow, just quiet drywall, sealing in something that didn't care about sunlight. The next day, I called my mother back. "What did Grandpa make?" She hesitated, a long breath full of consequence. "Your grandfather believed light could remember. During the war, he was building sensors for planes, technology to capture the last image seen before a blackout. He swore light carried fragments of sound, thought, even emotion. He called his prototype the night glass. It nearly killed him. How? He said the machine started talking back. I laughed. The sound brittle. And you're telling me this now? Because you weren't supposed to find him again." That phrasing stopped me. "Again?" She exhaled sharply, then hung up. No follow-up, no goodbye. I spent the rest of the day in research autopilot, digging through archives, old patents, anything attached to his name. Only one article surfaced, a 1965 piece from a local paper describing a failed demonstration of experimental luminous memory. It mentioned an audience of 2 and a small explosion that disfigured the inventor's home laboratory. No one was hurt. The source refused further interviews. The line that stuck out, printed near the end, was, "Mr. Hahn claims the experiment revealed a voice belonging to no person alive." By evening, curiosity chewed through fear. I turned every light off, grabbed a screwdriver, and removed the plaster square Carmen had replaced. The hidden bulb glowed faintly, that same ocean-colored pulse. I called out, quiet, absurd, "If you're there, who are you?" At first, nothing. Then the light flickered twice, quick as a heartbeat. I could have sworn I heard a reply buried in the vibration. "Home." I stumbled back. The glow flashed again, 2 slow beats, then 3 fast, a signal. Against better judgment, I filmed it on my phone. The camera's mic picked up static that shaped itself into a distorted whisper. Not my voice, not any echo. Later, when I played the footage back, the frame smeared into shapes the room didn't contain. A man's silhouette bent over the same closet, his hands raised toward the wall, and beyond him a darker outline moving independently. Something there and not there, like a shadow cast by memory instead of light. The final second froze on 2 words forming inside the blue haze. "Save us." I threw the phone across the room. The screen hit the carpet, still glowing faintly blue. Outside, on the other side of my window, Eleanor's porch light flickered twice, the same rhythm as the bulb above the closet. Then Pete's. Then the streetlights one by one, spreading down the block like dominoes made of light. Every house pulsed with the same cadence my wall had whispered. My heart hammered in sync with it. The glow filled the entire room like an inhale that couldn't end. Somewhere beneath the electric hum, between fear and comprehension, I heard a voice that could have been my own grandfather's, tired and pleading, whispering the same words the light had written. "Save us the night." And then the power went out on the entire street. When my eyes adjusted to the dark, there was still a glow coming from behind the plaster. Steady. Patient. Waiting for me to answer.